The clock hits 0 for the Jay Foreman postgame show. Listen to expert analysis from the Husker Hall of Famer, an 8-year NFL veteran for 90 minutes after the game. The Jay Foreman postgame show, sponsored by Anderson Ford, Tanner's Bar and Grill, Tavern 180, Elway Power Sports of Lincoln, Vinnie Kreekak of State Farm Insurance, and Action Plumbing, Heating, AC, and Electrical on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
At Parkview Animal Hospital in Lincoln, it's not just the professional care that sets them apart, but their warm staff and state-of-the-art facilities. Whether it's for a routine checkup or a comprehensive medical procedure, at Parkview, your pet isn't just another number, but a valued member of their caring family. Visit them at pahlincoln.com today and in person just south of 14th and Pine Lake Road. Parkview Animal Hospital, your pet, our passion. For happier, healthier furry friends.
Live from the heart of Lincoln, America, welcome to Ticket Weeknights on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Welcome into the Power Hour right here on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. I'm Ben Droz. I'm just going to be running the board today, but I'm just going to throw it over to the host of the show today, Todd Uhlir, coming in on the stream. Todd Uhlir, former Husker. Todd, how are you doing today?
Good, man. Welcome to the show, the Power Hour with Todd Uhlir and Ben. Ben, I'm excited for this show. Week 3 of our show, so getting a little better at this. And I am in my home studio here in Norfolk, Nebraska. And what a beautiful day to get up. I think everybody stayed up pretty late to watch the Paul versus Tyson fight.
I did.
We're going to talk, and hopefully you got to see it. I heard a lot of people were having trouble with the stream, kind of broke the internet a little bit. And of course it would do that, right? Like it was free. So if you had Netflix, I didn't have any trouble until like we were at a football game last night and I started the stream right at 7 and I just let it roll. Really didn't have any trouble until we were making our way back home. And so I missed the first 2 rounds. So when it did come back up, it was in round 3. And so we'll talk a little bit about that. As an older guy myself, obviously rooting for Tyson and I. And so I got up this morning, got my run in with my dog, did the workout of the week in the STB locker room. That's where I'm at right now. Which was a push-up and a squat gauntlet, we call it. You do 10 squats, 10 push-ups, then 9, all the way down to 1. Go back, build yourself back up from 1 to 10. So 110 squats, 110 push-ups this morning after about a 20-25 minute little jog with my dog. My dog Zeus is always, that faithful training companion. He's always ready to go. So that I don't need much more. Like he gets up, stretches, he knows it's time. I start putting my shoes on. He's a lot of fun to train with, and he's about 120 pounds. So he literally pulls me. So he keeps my pace pretty fast. So, but let's talk. I mean, Ben, you're the younger generation. I'm not a huge Jake Paul fan. And that's just not my era, right? Like, but I'm a huge Mike Tyson fan. And I think it was 1987 when, was it 87? I can't remember the year. We might have to look that up. When Mike Tyson's Punch-Out came out. I don't know if you've ever seen that game, Ben. It was on the Super Nintendo, and I got it for Christmas. From Santa Claus, right? Like we knew there was no Santa Claus at that point, but Santa Claus brought Mike Tyson's Punch-Out. I have 4 brothers, 1 Super Nintendo. I got Mike Tyson's Punch-Out. I literally was on that game for 16 hours straight, and I cleared it in 16 hours. Beat Mike Tyson after working on that 16 hours straight. Literally got up to go to the bathroom. That was it. So big Mike Tyson fan. Just same kind of thing. Like I'm a Michael Jordan fan. I'm not a LeBron fan, right? Like it'll always be Michael Jordan for me. I liked Kobe, but not the way that, we kind of watched Michael Jordan. So, but I thought it was an interesting fight. I don't know about you. I'm gonna be 50 in January, and so Tyson's 58, Jake Paul's 27. How old are you, Ben?
I'm 20.
20. Yeah. So, you know, the age discrepancy was talked about a lot, and I can tell you, as a 50-year-old former, fairly high-level athlete, like, man, things don't work the way they used to. Like,
Yeah.
so, for Mike to even show up and step in the ring with a 27-year-old who's been obviously training, I think Jake Paul's got has trained immensely well, and I think he has the potential to be a pretty good fighter.
Yeah.
Um, and obviously, it did a lot for the sport. I thought the fight before it was awesome,
Oh
right?
yeah.
Like
Hmm.
those two female boxers absolutely were. I mean, I've never seen so many punches thrown. It was crazy. And
That
then
was honestly the more exciting fight.
the gash in the eye. I mean, the
Yeah.
headbutting, all that good stuff. It was like, man, this is two women absolutely going after each other. It was a very entertaining fight. Yeah, and I think Tyson just was. I've seen a lot of comments. I don't know, on different formats that like, I never thought Mike Tyson be able to get paid off. He had opportunities, and it's like, yeah, you could tell his reaction time wasn't what you could tell. His balance isn't what it probably needed to be in that fight. But to hang in and go 8 rounds, was it 8 rounds? Yeah.
Yeah.
Um, at 58 years old, and to look the way
Hmm.
he looks, I know we did get a flash in his interview that was interesting. It's
Yes,
like,
he did.
what the heck? But it made it a little more interesting. But I once again, I applaud Mike for training, like something. I was actually listening to David Goggins' book this morning, and he's like, play to the whistle, right? Like, and that's that. A lot of guys get done with sports, and then they don't play to the whistle, right? Like there's
Hmm.
nothing they feel like sports, and it was for me. Like, I was so football driven for so long. It seems like that once it ended, it was like, what do I do now? Um, and that's really how Set the Bar and the locker room were formed, was because I wanted to find that passion again to, you know, play for something, right?
Yeah.
And the crazy thing is we spend most of our youth playing in team sports, always kind of chasing down that elusive, you know, state title or
Hmm.
I was blessed to play in 2 state championship football games. I played in in a state um, baseball championship. Always chasing those championships. And then I played in 2 national championship games. Well, I played in one. I was a red shirt. Or I played in two, I guess. Didn't play in '95 because I was injured. As actually at 3 national championship games and part of the team for three national championship games, and it seems pretty easy to stay motivated for that, right?
Yeah.
Like, showing up to practice every day, um, working at a high level. um, that was easy because we were undefeated. We lost one game in 3 years, and it was still the hardest thing I've done in my life, was to show up for those practices and go through the physicality of that.
Hmm.
Talking with my son, who's on the team now as a walk on, and he's redshirting his first year. He's like, man, I didn't know people could hit so hard. And I'm like, yeah, it's nuts. And what you go through on a daily basis, to and then just keep showing up, right? Like, I wanted to quit, I can't tell you how many times. um, so love to have some comments from guys on the text line, if we can, on what they thought of the Paul versus Tyson fight.
Oh yeah.
um, I remember in the heyday of Tyson, I'm like, man, I would step in the ring for $1 million with that guy. Even in his heyday, I was like, yes, I would do that. And I think even at 50, I think I'd be like, for $1 million, I'd step in the ring with Jake Paul. Like, I'm not scared of that. I've been hit pretty hard. Uh, I think Mike Anderson hit me harder than anybody's ever hit me, coming through on an ISO. And I would still. I don't think I'd have any fear of stepping in the ring with Jake Paul after what I saw last night. It would be fun. I don't think my body would hold up between my back and everything that I got going on, but I'd do it for $1 million. I think Tyson got 20 million. It was a decent little payday for him. But I like the mentality of Mike Tyson, and obviously it's entertainment, right? It's a sport. Yeah. It's like like people saying that Mike Tyson got bought off to lose that fight, I think is crazy in my opinion. And maybe some of the viewers have a different opinion on that. But I think as a 58-year-old to step in the ring with a 27-year-old who has, he honestly, Jake Paul is to me, a lose-lose situation. You win, you beat a 58-year-old. You lose, you lost to a 58-year-old. Yeah. Right. Like, but he's the problem child, right? Like, no, he doesn't care. Like, he's just doing it. He's living out his true self, right? Like, he's playing to the whistle. Mike Tyson's playing to the whistle. And, so many guys get done with sports and then they're like, what next? And that's what the locker room's really about, is bringing together a bunch of guys, former athletes. Some aren't, we've got guys that have never played a sport, but they're in, and they've got motivation every day to show up and become the best possible versions of themselves. Right. And, life is a game, believe it or not. It's a game. And are you playing to the whistle? Well, to me, the whistle's when, God calls me home. So, are you going to show up that way, or are you going to just sit on the sidelines and watch everybody else play the game? Right. And I love seeing Mike Tyson step in the ring, and just shows you what, perseverance. And in this, I mean, he looked phenomenal for a 58-year-old. Like, it's crazy. I do have a 57-year-old in our group that he came in January 1st. He looked like the old man character off of what's it? I'm trying to think of the cartoon. I know Coach Denny always called him that. But anyway, and now he's as fit as he's ever been in his life, and 57 years old, and he's got arms, and he's got motivation again, he's got discipline again. It's probably, honestly, he'll tell you he's never looked like this in his life. So it's amazing what you can do when you put your mind to it, physically, mentally, spiritually, when you lock in and focus and follow kind of a proven path, right? I spent a lot of years trying to figure out that path, right? And I made a lot of mistakes, and went down a lot of streets that were dead ends. And so I've been blessed over the last 5 years to be able to find kind of that path for myself and lead others, other men in that same direction. And we have a lot of fun with it. And it's we always try to be somewhat competitive in the group. We got the workout of the week. I did it in 9 minutes and 3 seconds this morning. We've got guys that beat me, but I did it faster than I did it the last time we did this one. So I'm happy with that I was able to beat last time's time. So, but yeah, you can check out more of the locker room at www.stblockerroom.com. And then, obviously we came out with our own supplement line as well, setthebarsups.com. You can check that out. We got some pretty awesome products in there and we're going to be having a Black Friday special coming up. It'll be a whole week, but it'll be the best way to get our products at the best possible price all year with our Black Friday specials. So yeah, what was your take, Ben, on the Paul Tyson fight?
Yeah, it definitely didn't live up to the hype of, all the drama and everything coming into the fight. Yeah, it wasn't the most exciting fight, but it was kind of one of those things where it's like I had to watch to know what happened because I was like, I stayed up even though I knew I was gonna have to wake up early the next morning. I was like, I have to stay up and watch this, and I don't regret watching it. I mean, it was kind of it was fun seeing Mike Tyson in the ring again, but I mean, as soon as the first round got over, you kind of knew how that fight was gonna go. I
Yeah.
mean, for Mike Tyson to win, he was gonna have to win in the first or maybe second round. I mean, you knew each round that dragged on, it was going to be more and more in favor of Jake Paul. And we kind of saw that. I mean, Mike Tyson came out with a lot of energy in the first round and then kind of got tired out, which is, I mean, expected. He's 58 years old. I mean,
I
I'm
know the
20 and I
feeling.
probably get tired.
I know the feeling. Yes. So, yeah, I was somewhat, I had to go back and watch the first two rounds because, like I said, I for some reason my feed froze up and I missed the first two rounds. But yeah, you could just tell Tyson was like just holding on. Like, I just want to get through this thing at this
Yep.
point. And as a soon to be 50-year-old, you know, I, there's a lot of workouts that I feel that way, right? I think last week I mentioned 5 years in a row doing at least 20 minutes every single day. There's a lot of times. So today was, day 1827 in a row. And there's a lot of those days where it's just like, just get through this. And so I could
Hmm.
definitely relate with Mike Tyson, like, just get through this. Like, he just kept his hands up and kept moving as best as he could. And I was a little disappointed that Jake didn't go after him a little bit more, especially after that first round, because I thought, you know, don't get me wrong, even if I stepped in the ring with Mike Tyson right now, I would be scared to death of what he's done, right? Just his
Yeah.
resume, like what the potential of him catching you with one of those little things up in the jaw, like in the game. Uh,
Yeah.
and I'm just like, that would be terrifying. So I kind of get why. And once again, if Jake Paul gets knocked out by Mike Tyson, like, that was the worst thing that could happen for Jake Paul, right?
I mean, yeah, he all of like his status, I feel like as a boxer
Yeah,
would kind of,
would have been gone,
yeah,
100%. And really, like, he got $40 million out of it. Um, so, you know, boo-hoo if he would have got knocked out. But I think he is trying to legitimately come up and
he
be
is.
a pro boxer. Um, Time will tell on that as he starts facing actual, real pro boxers, and
In
he's
their
faced
prime.
some, yeah, in their prime. Not UFC guys, not things like that. Like, okay, like,
Yeah.
Diaz was a UFC guy. Take the gloves off. I think Diaz, submits him in the first round, if not
Probably.
knocks him out. Right.
Hmm.
Um, Diaz is a bad man,
Yes.
in the UFC, in the octagon, not in the ring. Um, but yeah, I had somebody mention to me, what if have him get in with Bud Crawford? I think, I mean, Bud's so fast and so strong. And Bud's a little dude. I don't know. I met him at the national championship reunion before the Colorado game, and I didn't realize how small Bud was. Like, he's a small guy. Like, and granted, I mean, he boxes at a pretty low weight, right? But
Yeah.
um, Vershawn, who I do, Win the World Wednesdays with, uh, it knows Bud pretty well, and he's like, man, he hits like a ton of bricks. But it would be interesting to see, like, Jake Paul. Somebody's like, Jake Paul wouldn't touch him, you know. But that's why there's
Mhm.
different weights, right?
Oh
Like,
yeah.
the speed at Bud Crawford's level is a lot different than the speed at, a heavyweight. So
Mhm.
um, I think most heavyweights would have a hard time. Even the good, like, even the high level pros would have a hard time with Bud Crawford, at least. Now, granted, if they connected with him, they might knock him out of the ring, right? Like,
Yeah.
but um, but it'd be a hard time to actually even get a glove on Bud Crawford because he's so fast, and probably one of the greatest champs that, and obviously being from Nebraska is even cooler.
Yeah.
Our own Omaha guys. So, but yeah, I just love the fact that, like I said, he trained hard. You could tell that, he was hanging on there at the end, but he made it through all 8 rounds. thought Jake could have went after him a little bit more after
Mhm.
round 5, right? Like, let's, knock this guy out, but I can also,
I don't know if you really wanted to knock him out, to be honest.
right.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Like,
More of
I feel
a
like you
respect
had a lot of
thing.
respect from, yeah.
Yeah. More of
Respect.
a respect thing. But, well, and once again, it's entertainment, sport is entertainment. So, it was fairly entertaining. So, all right, well, that's enough on our first segment. We're going to come back. We're going to talk Husker football. We're playing USC today. We're going to talk about the line and some of that stuff and more Big Ten. And we'll be back after this break. It's the Power Hour with Todd Uhlir on 93.7 The Ticket.
Are you a skilled mechanic looking for your next big opportunity? Constructors is hiring. We're looking for experienced mechanics to join our family-owned team. We offer competitive wages, great benefits, brand new service trucks, OEM-level diagnostic software, and career growth opportunities. Positions include lead and A-level mechanics for our shop and multiple field technicians. If you're driven and ready to grow with a company that's been around since 1908, apply today at constructorslincoln.com.
At Action Plumbing, Heating, AC, and Electrical, we're ready, reliable, and recommended. Water heater acting up or your sump pump on the fritz? Call Action. Summer's around the corner. Is your AC working? Are you sure? Call Action. Electrical problems? I'm telling you, call Action. Call Action for a free same-day estimate or a trusted second opinion. You heard that right, a free same-day estimate. 402-423-6960. ActionLincoln.com.
Mulberry Barbecue is the answer to all your lunch and dinner cravings. They have everything from smoked turkey sandwiches to brisket burritos to burnt-in sandwiches and pulled pork. Try a dinner plate option of barbecue nachos, a half-smoked chicken, a full slab of ribs, and so much more. Don't forget their great sides like mac and cheese, cheesy potatoes, barbecue beans, or red slaw. Mulberry Barbecue, open Monday to Saturday from 11 a.m. to 8 p.m. at 11th and Cornhusker Highway.
Hey guys, it's Austin with 93.7 The Ticket. Stick with us all day Sunday for 3 of the NFL's biggest games of the weekend. First off at noon, it's an NFC North slugfest between the Baltimore Ravens and the Pittsburgh Steelers with first place in the division on the line. After that, we head west for the afternoon to hear if the San Francisco 49ers can remain in second place in the NFC West after a matchup against the Seattle Seahawks. Finally, the Los Angeles Chargers and Cincinnati Bengals square off in Los Angeles. You can catch all the biggest NFL games right here on Lincoln's home for the NFL, 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Are you ready for a new opportunity? Check out Sandhills Global. Join a dynamic team where your skills are valued and your career can soar. We offer full-time positions with a 4.5-day work week, competitive pay, excellent benefits, and a positive work environment. From IT and marketing to sales and finance, we're looking for talented individuals just like you. Apply today at sandhills.jobs and take the first step towards an exciting future. That's sandhills.jobs. Don't wait, apply now.
Imagine a world where your office IT runs smoothly, securely, and effortlessly. A day where you aren't worried about the next outage or password compromise. At Hamilton, we take care of everything from monitoring and maintenance to security and support. We partner with your business to design integrated technology solutions that fit your needs now and your goals for the future. With on-site and remote IT support options, we're always just a call or click away. Elevate your IT with Hamilton Managed IT. Hire Hamilton at hamiltonisbusiness.com.
Salt Mine City is now open at 8th and R in the Haymarket. Come check out Lincoln's newest brewery with 12 beers on tap, including the popular Single Axle Light American Lager, Brick Street Amber Wheat, and so many more. There's daily drink specials like $1 off Moscow Mules on Tuesdays, $6 IPAs on Fridays, and $6 Bloody Marys on Saturdays. Stop by Tuesday through Thursday from 4 to 9 p.m., Fridays 4 to 11 p.m., Saturdays 11 a.m. to 11 p.m., and Sundays from noon to 8 p.m. It's Salt Mine City, Lincoln's newest brewery at 8th and R.
Rashawn Jackson here for Bauer Underground, who has been serving local contractors and utility contractors all across the state since 1997. When you see the black and white trucks, you know the baddest dudes in the business have arrived. Bauer is currently looking for equipment operators, laborers, diesel mechanics, and aerial linemen. Join the brotherhood built on hard work, authentic people, and pedigree of success. Bauer, a family-friendly company who reminds you, go Big Red!
Hi, I'm Steve Carper for O Street Carpet. For Christmas, we're doing everything possible to help you spruce up your home without making a dent in your holiday budget. If you need new wood flooring, new carpet, ceramic tile, vinyl, area rugs, or custom blinds, you want to shop at O Street Carpet. We offer 12 months same-as-cash financing, Lincoln's best selection in stock, free in-home measuring, and we'll install it right away. 1732 O Street. We want to make you a customer for life.
Fall is here, which means it's time to dive into a new lineup of autumn flavors at Wings and Rings. Your home away from home during football season. Their all-star lineup of wing sauces is adding 2 new impact players, curry garlic and pumpkin chili. Need something delicious before kickoff? How about starting your meal with their brand new chorizo nachos and loaded fries? You better act fast. These new tastes of autumn won't be here long. So make the trip to one of their 2 Lincoln locations today on O Street or Village Lane.
Be sure to check out the top-selling Recomp. Recomp helps build lean muscle and strength while decreasing body fat. Recomp is ideal for men and women of all ages trying to look their best. Recomp can only be found in Nutrition Authority. For info, visit mynutritionauthority.com.
Ever wish you had another light switch on the other side of the room on a dark night? How much better would you sleep at night if you had a ceiling fan in your room? The High Electric Service Department is here to make your electrical what-ifs a reality. Whether you're looking to replace some outdated light fixtures or brighten up your counters with under-cabinet lighting, High Electric can handle all types of residential electrical installations and services. Give Erica a call at 402-466-6606 or visit high-electric.com to get started.
The Locker Room with Chancellor Brewington and Mikey Daniel.
You know, Raiola and Holgerson, I'm sure, have had plenty of one-on-one meetings. We're going to close the door behind us, and I'm going to say, hey, what did you like from this offense? What did you not like? You know, Raiola knows at the end of the day what's really going on with this offense. To be honest, that's what needs to catapult this offense. And this whole team is Raiola's play. You know, Sat's philosophy and Raiola's philosophy or Raiola's skill set just didn't match. I think this is going to match Raiola, and it's going to allow for his skill set to come out.
Back to the Ticket weeknights on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Welcome back into the Power Hour right here on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. We're now going to get some Nebraska football talk with Todd Uhlir, so I'm going to throw it over to the host of the show, Todd.
All right, what's up? We're back at the Power Hour. I'm your host, Todd Uhlir. Just real quick, Ohio State struggling with Northwestern in the first quarter.
Ooh.
0-0, 2:15 left in the first. Interesting. They are a second half team from what we've seen earlier against Akron and some of those other teams. And so I expect a scoring explosion any second from Ohio State. But we got Nebraska USC at 3 o'clock Central here. Excited. Going to be watching this one from Deer Camp up in Verdigris. As soon as I'm done with the show here, headed up to Verdigris to join my brothers and my son and nephews at Deer Camp. And we're going to be watching that in the cabin. You want to talk about rustic. We're out in the middle of absolutely nowhere. But my brother finally this year got a satellite so we can, you know, before we'd have to stream the games on our phones and there's very limited cell, like somebody would have it and then somebody wouldn't. And so excited to get up there for Deer Camp. So Dylan Raiola is going to start. Coach Rule said had a great week of practice. Heinrich Harburg is, had a great couple weeks of practice. And obviously the new offensive coordinator, right? We got a new play caller in Dana Holgerson.
Holgerson, yep.
Yep, am I saying that right? It's only been here 2 weeks, so I'm struggling with that last name. So it's going to be interesting to see. You know, we're on the road. Granted, USC isn't known for their large crowds. They have like a gigantic stadium. I've driven by it when we were out for the Rose Bowl in 2001. We went by the Coliseum. Never been in it personally, so but been in the Rose Bowl, which is pretty cool too. Been to a lot of stadiums, so it's going to be interesting how our guys, perform. Like obviously, if we show up the way and play the way we did against Indiana, it's not going to be fun. If we show up and play the way we did against Ohio State, I think we've got a chance, right? And I think that's where Coach Rule has said, like, he's never had a team, that was so Jekyll and Hyde. So hopefully, and us Husker fans, I mean, it's been 8 years since we've got to 6 wins. That's something that is needed drastically, and hopefully, obviously, a lot of stuff going on out at USC. They changed quarterbacks, gotten some trouble for some recruiting, but they're in a mess right now. So if there's any time to beat them, it's now. But obviously, looking last night, UCLA drops to Washington. They lose 31-19. Washington you'd say just the same with them being a Jekyll and Hyde team, right? You just don't know who's going to show up. So I'm that was an interesting score. I didn't get to see any of it. I was at the Battle Creek Bishop Newman game. We'll talk about that next segment. The game I guess to watch is Oregon and Wisconsin. I think Wisconsin, obviously that's our next opponent. If we can't get to 6 wins today, then we got to beat Wisconsin to get to 6 wins.
You can't go to Iowa with only 5 wins.
Right.
That just it can't happen.
This is Iowa's off week, so they're off this week. Penn State Purdue should be, not a fun game for Purdue. They're struggling at 1-8. Michigan against Illinois, or Michigan State. That should be a decent game. And trying to see how good this Illinois team really is. Once again, I think we should have beat them. We just don't make the plays when we need to make them, and and that's been the MO for quite a few years at this point. So I'm just hoping we can get over that hump today and get the win. It really comes down to our defense showing up, and if we can hold them and I do a little pick 'em on my personal page, so you can go to my Facebook page, Todd Uhlir, and I kind of had it pulled up here. We do a $25 gift card for the closest prediction, and each week, if there's a perfect prediction, it's $50. Well, nobody's won it, so we're at $300 if you predict the score perfectly, and that you'll get a $300 gift card to Set the Bar Sups if you can pick that. And obviously, most of the people that are seeing my posts are Husker fans, so I just want to look at a couple of these. Let's see, all comments. So we've got Huskers 21-20, 35-27 Nebraska wins, 38-15 USC, 31-24 Huskers, 24-31 Big Red, 31-24 Huskers, 24-17 Huskers, USC 31-17. Tom King, you're killing me, buddy. Tom went out to the Indiana game. So he was at the UCLA game. I know that. I sat by him at the UCLA game. 28-18 USC, 28-27 USC. So, a lot of guys have it pretty close. I think the spread is 7 right now. We got to win. Like, we have to win. We need to go out, take care of business. And it seems like we've been in every single game this year except for the Indiana game, which is once again, just been the MO. We've been in every game, but we can't win those games, right? We're literally, 20 plays away from flipping that record by 20. Like, it's crazy to me. So make sure you go to my personal page and get your prediction in. You got to have it in an hour prior to kickoff. So you got till 2 p.m. Central to get your prediction in. And then we always have a tiebreaker, and this week's tiebreaker is how many yards are the black shirts going to give up. And we got a bunch of ranges in there from 220 to 578, somebody said.
If they give up 578, that won't be a fun day.
Yeah, and obviously that guy picked the USC to win. So it's interesting to me to see what, like I said, most of my following is going to be Nebraska fans, and we still got a lot of Nebraska fans that are just, and maybe they're like me. Like, I hate to always predict that we're going to win, because then I feel like maybe I'm cursing them, but I'm going to predict this to win today. I think we score 31 points. I think our defense steps up. We only give up 20 points. I think we win 31-20. It's really how I feel. I don't think we give up more than 100 yard or 300 yards total. So I think that's really where my head's going is we're going to score some points today. We've simplified the offense. We found the plays that work. We brought in an offensive guru to really find out, what's working, what's not working. Let's get rid of what's not working. Let's focus on what's working. And hopefully we see the offense clicking. Obviously, if we come out and go 3 and out, I think we're all in for a long day, long afternoon. I think, we're going to have to establish some type of run game against them and keep the ball out of their hands as best as we can. Right. So it should be a fun game, and especially if we can win. Right. So, and I'm always going to probably pick the Huskers until the day I die. You'll never hear me say like this team's going to beat us. Like I think even Ohio State, I honestly, that was especially after the Indiana game, that was probably the biggest shock in kind of my mind of Husker football. Like I went to that game and I thought, man, if we can stay within 20 points of these guys, I'm going to be pretty happy as a Husker fan. And then to actually have an opportunity to win it at the end, but there's no moral victories, right? We still got the L. And that's the hard part is like, we had the opportunity. We've got to start taking advantage of these opportunities. And I think that's a mindset. I think that's something that as a coaching staff, as players, I was blessed to play on a team that we literally walked on the field and thought there's no way anybody is going to beat us. We'll do whatever it takes in order to get the W. And that's whether the practices were longer and harder, the things we needed to do, more prep, those kinds of things. We did what we needed to do in order to be very successful in the 3 years that I was at Nebraska. And, and I think that rolls over to everything else that we do in life, being able to compete at a high level, whether it's football, whether it's, hey, let's say pickleball is getting big, right? Have you played pickleball, Ben?
No, I'm not an athlete, as you could probably tell.
You don't need to be an athlete to play pickleball. Like they have levels of it. So
yeah, there's levels. I'd be at the bottom level.
And that's all right, right? Like I have not played. I have a lot of clients that are pickleball players. And I have one that's like literally trying to get to be a pro. And he's dedicated, like his practice time, his strength training, his nutrition, his supplementation. This guy, he's 50 years old and he's in Ohio. And he just, he's very, very passionate about pickleball. And then Coach Denny, I had him on last week, kind of my business partner. He plays a ton of pickleball and he's like, dude, it's so much fun. But that guy literally picks up anything and he's good at it, except for golf. I think I could crush him in golf, but he hasn't really played a lot of golf. But, so no matter what you're doing, like, you always, you get that bug, right? Denny actually sent me pickleball paddles and balls and he's like, you got to try it. And I'm like, I'm just staying away from it because I have a very addictive personality. If you can tell with, 1,827 days in a row of training, right? Like pretty addictive personality.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, if I like this at all, I know what's going to happen. Like I'm going to be spending every waking moment trying to figure out how to get better at pickleball. So I just haven't gone and played yet, but that's an interesting sport. So I will have to try it eventually, maybe this winter. But like my pickleball guys are like, man, you don't want to play on a gym court. You want to play on a pickleball court. Like it's completely different. And I'm like, there's none in Norfolk. There's not like a true pickleball court in Norfolk. So I'm like, well, I want it to be a good experience first time. So I'm going to have to figure that out. But yeah, I think the Huskers get it done today. I really do. I think it's time. I think all the stars are lining up. And I think we go out and and once again, USC, there's not a bad team in the Big Ten, except for maybe Purdue,
Yeah,
right?
Purdue.
They're pretty bad, but they're still not like, I mean, you go through this schedule, people I was at that high school game last night, and the kid was like, man, I can't believe we lost to UCLA. And I'm like, who did they lose to? Like UCLA lost to Indiana. They lost to Penn State. They lost to some really good teams. It's not like they lost to, Akron or somebody like that. So Northwestern is winning 7-0 now.
Ooh.
In the second, 12:28 left in the second. I just got that updated. So once again, there's no bad teams really in the Big Ten. You have to show up week in and week out. And I think Nebraska fans are just to that point that, we're just always so close. Yeah, you got a question for me?
Yeah, I mean, before we throw it to break, I mean, what do you feel like is kind of the key, the main key to victory for Nebraska? Like, if you could have one thing, if Nebraska does this, you're feeling very confident.
I think if we come out and see that change in offense that Dana Holgorsen hopefully has brought to the table by simplifying things, we'll see a win, right? And if we don't come out and really establish that, like, nothing against Sapp, but I just don't think he had like a great overall game plan. So going into games, it was kind of like, okay, we're gonna do this to do this. And obviously he got stuck with some special teams stepping out at the 2 and things like that. So, we have to have better special teams this week. We can't hurt ourselves with special teams, and then the offense has to show that identity. So, all right, we'll be back after this on the Power Hour with Todd Uhlir. This is 93.7 The Ticket.
At Farm Bureau Financial Services, we strive to provide you with the right coverages for all your insurance needs by taking the time to meet with you and review what coverages best fit your needs. So whether you're in the market for home, auto, farm, business, life, or a combination of any of these coverages, we can help with making sure you, your family, or your business have the right coverage based on your individual needs. If you would like to review your insurance needs, please contact Ben Spurt with Farm Bureau Financial Services at 402-217-9945 or through email at ben.spurt@fbfs.com.
What a day. I could sure use an afternoon pick-me-up. Hold up. The new 93.7 The Ticket location has a milk, coffee, and tea inside? Oh, yeah. This is a game changer.
Need an afternoon pick-me-up? How about a coffee or smoothie on your way to work? Stop by the Ticket Mill location on 1040 O Street to get your go-to drink or try out our new game day drinks exclusive to the Ticket Mill location. We know it'll make your day a million times better.
The dangers of secondhand smoke are well known. But what about secondhand aerosol, which is created when using e-cigarettes? Science already shows a secondhand aerosol can contain nicotine, heavy metals, and cancer-causing agents. Eliminating exposure to secondhand aerosol is an important step to keeping everyone safe. Breathe easier knowing the facts.
For help quitting, call the Nebraska Tobacco Quit Line, 1-800-QUIT-NOW, 1-800-784-8669. Paid for by Tobacco Free Nebraska. Aired with the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station.
This is James Harrell with NP Dodge Real Estate. When I became a licensed realtor, I wanted a brokerage that would help me grow in my new career. I found that in Lincoln First Realty. When Lincoln First was acquired by NP Dodge, the training and support I received only got better. I love knowing I have the power of the NP Dodge brand behind me. I would recommend NP Dodge to new agents looking to jumpstart their real estate career and to current agents who want to take their business to the next level.
Expand your career with NP Dodge. Call Eric at 402-434-2222.
Step into healing at Prairie Orthopedic and Plastic Surgery. Our team of top-notch medical professionals turns pain into progress with state-of-the-art treatments and compassionate care. Visit prairieortho.com and discover the difference in quality orthopedic and plastic surgery services tailored to your unique needs. Your health matters, and Prairie Orthopedic and Plastic Surgery is dedicated to helping you thrive. Reach your full potential. Embrace a better tomorrow with Prairie Orthopedic and Plastic Surgery.
All right, Rico, let's do the final checklist before we head out. We have a lot of people coming to the tailgate today.
I'm ready.
Burgers?
Check.
Chips?
Check.
Icy cold beer?
Check. Except this one.
I'm forgetting something. Wait a second. Where's the Führer's cheese spread?
I can't stop eating it.
Rico!
Relax. I always pack extra. It's the biggest hit of the tailgate.
For the best appetizer, party dip, and tailgate snack, load up on Führer's cheese spread today in most local grocery stores.
Big box stores are tempting for buying equipment for your high schooler in sports or for yourself in your sports leisures. But buying new is awfully expensive. Why not go somewhere with new and used options? Play It Again Sports has quality, slightly to gently used equipment, and 50% of their inventory is actually new equipment. And it's more than baseball, softball, and golf. They also have equipment for disc golf, fitness, hockey, and more. Plus, they're always buying products. Bring your gear you're done with and get trade money on the spot. Play It Again Sports at 48th and Vine.
The Link Grill, Draft, and Crafts is your spot in Southeast Lincoln for great food and drink. They're serving new menu items and a killer craft cocktail menu with your favorite draft beers. You'll love their pizza and new entree options. It's a great place to watch any live events, and they have music bingo every month. They have an aggressive loyalty program that rewards fans with 7% back on all purchases. Home of the Nebraska Power Hour every night from 8 to 9 p.m. Order online at thelnkgrill.com or stop in at 84th and Highway 2 today.
Tune in to 93.7 The Ticket as soon as the clock hits 0 for the Jay Foreman postgame show. Listen to expert analysis from the Husker Hall of Famer, an 8-year NFL veteran for 90 minutes after the game. The Jay Foreman postgame show, sponsored by Anderson Ford, Tanner's Bar and Grill, Tavern 180, Elway Power Sports of Lincoln, Vinnie Kreekak of State Farm Insurance, and Action Plumbing, Heating, AC, and Electrical on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Ryan, with all this red and all these people around, I'm still not seeing the tailgate.
Todd Spidell, former body shop owner, terrible driver.
We're getting close. Now, did you know with 3 locations in Lincoln and hundreds of years of combined technician experience, we can get Husker fans back on the road even quicker and safer after their tailgate mishaps? Oh, Todd, turn left right here.
Left or right?
Left, right here.
Right?
Well, you wait for the tow truck. I'm getting a hot dog.
Well, I guess while I'm waiting. All right! Most recommended! Eustace Body Shop!
Woohoo! Dude, you should be on American Idol.
You really think so?
No.
Accidents happen, even to Husker fans. If it happens to you, call Eustace Body Shop, where our customers send their friends.
The most recommended Eustace Body Shop. That's who we are.
The Locker Room with Chancellor Brewington and Mikey Daniel.
You know, Raiola and Holgerson, I'm sure, have had plenty of one-on-one meetings. We're going to close the door behind us, and I'm going to say, hey, what did you like from this offense? What did you not like? You know, Raiola knows at the end of the day what's really going on with this offense. To be honest, that's what needs to catapult this offense. And this whole team is Raiola's play. You know, Sat's philosophy and Raiola's philosophy or Raiola's skill set just didn't match. I think this is going to match Raiola, and it's going to allow for his skill set to come out.
Early break.
You're going to give me crap for this? I was not in the stands for the blocked field goal kick.
This is what? Like this is what? You did the
I knew.
again?
No, this is why.
This is the dumbest thing I've ever heard. Whatever you're going to say, I'm not even going to believe.
Early break from 6 to 8 every weekday morning on 93.7 The Ticket. Back to The Ticket weeknights on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
One last segment on the Power Hour right here with Todd Uhlir. I'm Ben Droz running the board. I'm just going to throw it right over to Todd Uhlir. We're going to get some high school football talk going. We had a lot of good games yesterday night. So what do you want to start off on?
Yeah, so we're going to start with my hometown, Battle Creek Braves. They went down to Wahoo Bishop Newman, 6-0 game. They bottled up the number one rusher. I don't know if he had 50 yards rushing. Unfortunately, good family friend of ours, and he's going to be playing at Nebraska, Connor, and he had a little injury there. But we pretty much contained him. It was a 6-0 football game. Battle Creek had the opportunity to score about 3 times. Went for it on 4th down inside the 10, didn't get it the first time. Was inside the 10 again, fumbled. And then right at the end of the game, listen, this is the craziest finish that I've seen in a while. Bishop Newman's got the ball on like the inside of the 50, and we've got 1 timeout left. And I thought all they got to do is kneel on it. There's like a minute 45 left in the game. All they really got to do is kneel on it. They went and did a mesh play, fumbled the mesh play. Defensive lineman picks it up, runs it back to like the 12-yard line. We rush it down. We run 3 plays, get a first down on the 3-yard line, and Battle Creek cannot punch it in. And Bishop Newman wins. It was quite the game. And, big shout out to the Battle Creek Braves. All those guys played with my son last year. And, they've won a lot of football games over the course of their 4 years. And that senior class is definitely going to be missed at Battle Creek next year. So I want to start with them. And in the other C2 game, Battle of Norfolk Catholic, Kearney Catholic, and that was a matchup a year ago that was 51 to 7 or something like that in the second round. And this year it was 35-13. So Norfolk Catholic, Bishop Newman going to be playing the state championship on Tuesday, the 25th. It's 10 days, well, 9 days now, at 10:15 a.m. And then let's jump over to Class A. Miller South beats Kearney 49-14. I don't think there was any doubt there that was going to be the case. Omaha North actually led Omaha West Side for a little bit, and then West Side kind of poured it on, ended up winning 47-14. So this sets up one of the biggest matchups I think we'll ever see in high school football in Nebraska. These 2 teams, I've watched West Side play. They're phenomenal. Might be the best high school football team I've seen play. I have not seen Millard South play. I will see them play Monday night, the 24th at 7:15 p.m. at Memorial Stadium. I'm going to be there to watch that. And my good buddy Dave Jones and his son Christian Jones, along with a bunch of other former Nebraska players, kids. Jamel Williams' boy plays for West Side. Chris Brown's kid plays for West Side. It's going to be an unbelievable state championship, and it's really been these 2 teams all year long. And it's honestly, I think that's going to be the most talent on a football field in potentially Nebraska high school football history. So that looks like an awesome matchup. Class B, Bennington took care of business with Elkhorn North winning 16-7. They're going for a 4-peat. That's going to be interesting. Omaha Scott beat Seward. Seward was the only undefeated team in Class B, but Scott took care of them 42-21. Now, Scott beat Bennington early on in the season, snapped their winning streak. I know as a player how hard it is to beat a team twice.
Yeah.
My junior year, we beat Norfolk Catholic in the home opener 14-7, and we played them again in the state championship and lost to them 28-6. It is very difficult to beat a good team twice. So good luck to Matt Turman at Omaha Scott. Bennington's where my brother's daughter went to high school. She's now a freshman at Iowa Western playing volleyball. So that's another key matchup, and that's the 7 p.m. game on Tuesday, the 25th as well. And then our C1, Wahoo. You know, I like to claim that I played on the best C1 team ever, but Wahoo's making a run here, right? They're going to potentially be back-to-back state champions. They won 59-7 last night. I think they are potentially be able to beat the scoring record that Aurora put up in 2018. But they got Central City, scrappy team. They went out and beat Sydney in Sydney. That's where my other brother Tony's kids went to high school. He's got a freshman daughter at Sydney High. So that will be an interesting matchup. That I actually went to that. I think it was either quarterfinal or semifinal last year. I think it might have been a semifinal. I can't remember. I went to Wahoo Sydney, and it was a very close game last year. So Central City beating Sydney. And there's just Central City scrappy. We played those a couple times. I think Trent's freshman and sophomore year, just as scrappy. They're going to throw the ball 100 times and just challenge you. So it should be interesting in that game. And then D1, the Stanton Mustangs win. They're going for back-to-back. They beat Summerlin 48-34. But Sandy Creek's looking pretty darn good. They won 63-8 over Lord Central Catholic. So, yeah, that's going to be our high school state championships. Excited for that. So thanks, everybody, for joining us. Go Big Red. We'll be back next week with more on the Power Hour with Todd Uhlir. God bless. Much love. Peace out.
Up next, we got the pregame show. Don't go anywhere. 93.7 The Ticket.
Hey guys, it's your girl Jordan from Starter Heyman Jewelers. My grandpa Don always made sure that our diamonds are the most exceptional you could find in the world. That's why we're introducing our exclusive